my name is mentioned is always attached to the Bauer. So Ute should say something before what I can say. You should appear always in twins. When my name is mentioned is always attached to the Bauer. So Ute should say something before what I can say.
First of all, I want to thank the mayor of Gwangju and president of the Gwangju Biennial Foundation, Mr. Hou Hanru Ute, the wonderful team of the Gwangju Biennial Foundation, and I have to say it's part of them are really in the meantime friends, Inhu, Mihi, Karayan, and all the great helpers to get this together and to give this invitation to all of us to come here and join and have these songs. I will say a few practical things. There is an update in your folders, which are very important information. Where buses leave, where we meet, who's speaking. So please have a look on those sheets because they're very helpful. Also, we will have a booklet, and if you don't have it, they are outside, introducing our panelists and moderators. Again, very helpful information. I also want to mention that the structure is that we have invited 3 keynote speakers, because as much as we appreciate also that we are having a very measurable meeting over these days, it's very important to also talk about the conditions why we meet here. It's a very special place also here in the Kim Dae-jung Convention Center, which is a memory to the President of Korean Republic, Kim Dae-jung, and it was also Gwangju was the city of the civic uprising and the city of establishing democracy in this country. And so it was very important that we meet here because the center is dedicated also to the memory of Kim Dae-jung, and you'll find also some information on the president downstairs in the entry hall. We will start also today with the first keynote with Professor Hui from Tsinghua University in Beijing talking about democracy. And tomorrow it will be followed by our second keynote by Professor Nikos Papagiatis, who just arrived also from Australia. And he will talk about migration and cosmopolitanism and Biennales as basis of utopia and of freedom and of dreams. And in the third day at Senior, Professor Chantal Mouffe will talk about a critical perspective on cosmopolitanism and a sense of the reality and coming back into this world, and also discussing how much artistic voices are part of negotiating democracies, negotiating the spaces that we live in, and having a critical voice. Nobody always said to me, it's very important that Biennales are staying spaces of risk, spaces of experiment, and spaces to look into corners where sometimes others don't look. And international shift in gravity does not only mean we're looking to indeed international world today of not only cultural practices but of political negotiations. We also look into a shift of art history is not only anymore defined by museums and by universities. Biennales are very, very critical in specifically introducing a younger generation of artists, very often shifting the discourse to other fields of encounter and allowing a different form of debate that museums often can't do. So the shift in gravity is a multiple kind of connotation for our discourses over the next days. I also want to mention learning development work also has been very crucial for me, for my work. I met him when I was an art student and an assistant in Kunstverein in Germany, and I was assisting Benny Block when he created the Peace Biennale. I think it was 1986, 1985, a long time ago. And by this I had the first encounter also with a different idea of the Biennale. René reminded me yesterday that it was in the memory also of Robert Hou, who was planning to have a kind of a migrating Peace Biennale that would really introduce what artists contribute also in that respect. With the involvement also from Joseph Beuys, but also Namjoon Paik. I think it's very important also to remember this very crucial artist specifically here in Korea. We will break down the day in two parts. Today, my dear friend and colleague Hou Hanru will share the sessions, and tomorrow I will share the sessions. And he will say a bit more now of today's kind of panels, and I will do the same tomorrow. But I will end with really a very, very big welcome to all of you. It's amazing that you all made it here. It was a short time, and yeah, the situation here already shows the most important like kind of implication we can provide over these days is spaces for communication, for talks amongst yourself, and maybe future projects will come out of that, and that is also the real goal for our days here. And I give over to Hou Hanru.
Thank you, Ute, and thank you, everyone for being here. Thanks. Time is running flying, but really I want to just give a few comments on today's stream and also the film in general, shifting gravity. And actually, I guess the fact that we all come here has already made us all experience the shifting gravity when we are sitting on a plane. Basically, we lost our gravity kind of sense, and we always in a kind of shifting situation. This is really what really reflecting how globalization is pushing us to rethink every cultural themes, every issue about creativity, and I guess the Biennial and also the culture, especially the culture of Biennial, has opened up a really incredibly important perspective in understanding the change of our globalized world. When I mentioned the culture of Biennial, it's not simply describing a situation in which the great numbers of Biennial has been created in the world, founded in the world, but it becomes really a cultural phenomenon that change how we understand the relationship between creation and institution, between contemporary creation and the transformation of various localities, various social relationships. I guess the situation makes us really think that our world there's no one single center anymore. There's no one single center of gravity anymore. This is why we emphasize on the term of shifting. So gravity, when we mention gravity, is also always related to this process of shifting. This shifting actually has been observed in the most intense way in Asia. So this is why to inaugurate the World Biennial Forum, we decided to really explore the possibility of how the Asian context can tell us the lesson of understanding this shifting gravity. We have seen really an amazing number of Biennale has been created across Asia over the last 3 decades. With, of course, Gwangju Biennale as one of the leaders. What is interesting is when I was visiting Vietnam a few years ago, I found out actually there's an older generation of artists from the 70s, before the war. There was a there's a Saigon Biennale, and people still remember that. And I saw a very vague photocopy of the invitation of that event. So that was a very interesting moment when you understand that Asia has not only been a very important center, a new center in this shifting gravity landscape for the last 20 or 30 years, maybe long before that, together with the legalization of modernization over more than a century. Actually, Asia has already offered a very fertile, very important terrain to explore this contemporary creation. Sometimes even in the form, one of the most interesting forms, which is Biennales. So that said, there's an important kind of contemporary moment that brings us beyond this kind of historical perspective to embrace the contemporary reality of creation that very much, again, related to political change. With the creation of Gwangju Biennial and many other biennales, one has seen actually the reason why in Asia have seen so many biennales is because there's a very interesting shift in social reality happening here, together with its contemporary transformation through urbanization, through democratization, through various negotiation with different kinds of political and social possibilities. And this actually gives us really another very important reason why we should actually focus on this tension between individual artistic visions and the social collective, social remaking of our communities. And that, once again, gives us a new understanding of the necessity of having all these Biennale, Triennale events, and also all the debates around that. I guess today, I'm not going to read the paper that I actually prepared. I guess we are really running out of time. But I just want to really emphasize this very important political consciousness that has to be constantly bringing back for us to understand the shifting landscape of how gravities are being deconstructed into multiple gravities today. I want to actually introduce the panels that we are having today. We are having two major panels focusing on Biennales in Asia-Pacific region, and that will be 7 or 8 representatives from those events who will be introducing their experiences. And also there's really a very important dimension of Asia's biennials. It's not only that we're seeing more traditional kind of format of contemporary art being explored, but also there's a very important kind of a new perspective, which is really related to the transformation of urban situations. So we have seen also very important events related to design, architecture, city, and social transformation. So that makes really, for the last 20 years, the landscape extremely interesting. And also there's really important few regional events such as the Asia-Pacific Triennial, such as the Fukuoka Asia Triennial, that actually give us a very interesting kind of focus on how this region has been transformed, not only in its relation with outside, but also inside. And that is a very interesting, intensive moment of network making and also new community making. Again, let me just introduce our keynote speaker today, Mr. Gwangju from Tsinghua University. And one of the big achievements that Bauer has been doing, has achieved, is really to re-examine the notion of Asia in its various writings from a historical perspective, from the history of intellectualism in this region, from its perspective of negotiating with modernity. And then today he will talk about something much more contemporary, which is really the tension between the crisis of representation and the contradiction of the Chinese and also Asian political system. Let's welcome Mr. Bauer.